The BMW M3 GTS. It was a pretty good car way back in Forza Horizon 1, it was also pretty good back in Forza Horizon 4, and today we're going to find out, is it the ultimate M3 to use in Forza Horizon 5? I actually don't know if it's in any other Forza Horizon, somebody please let me know in the comments. If you want one of these for yourself, you can get it for 40 points in spring of Series 11. So taking a look at this thing, the first thought is orange, but apart from that we've also got just your average looking M3 with a little wing on the back. Going to the inside, it's well, literally average M3 interior, but there is a little thing on the glove box which does intrigue me. And now the best bit, we get to hear how this wonderful thing actually sounds, so let's go ahead and do that. So that was a pretty cool sounding car, but now we're going to go ahead and see what we have for conversions. We've got engine slots available, of which, oh wow, we have 5. Right, we have the 6.2 litre LS V8, we've got the 5 litre V10, not quite too sure where that was from, probably another BMW, let me know in the comments. We've got the 5.2 litre V10, which is a Lamborghini Huracan engine. We have everybody's favourite, the Racing 3 litre, and we have the Racing 7.2 litre V8. We're going to come back to a few of these in just a bit. As for cosmetics, all we can do is just go to the back and remove the rear wing, which is, well, it's a bit dumb, really. I honestly thought I'd get more stuff to do in that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and try and make this thing into a bit of an A-class build. If we can, it's going to be very tricky because this thing starts out near the top of A at 794, but we're going to take this right to the top of A800 and go race it. So going to paints, we don't have anything for advanced type painting options, which is kind of a shame, and we have a whopping 1 manufacturer colour, which is, like I said earlier, this giant orange right here. And away we go, A800, rear wheel drive. Literally all I could do to this thing was make the tyres a bit wider and throw a sport intake on there. But let's go ahead and see if this thing can now prove its worth against, well, pretty much everything in the field. Because we've got this famous first corner up here. This thing's only on sport tyres, might I add. But it's already cornering pretty nicely for, well, just that. So let's go ahead and see, can we get past the Camaro? We can. Goodbye America, I will be back in a bit, probably to drive another one of your cars. But let's go ahead and see if we can get past everybody else. Hey look, there's another M3. Okay, so now we've got another Camaro, I think this is up front. Wait, what are you? Are you Camaro? I think. Yep, Camaro. And that's us in the wall, thanks a bunch, buddy. But right, let's go ahead and see if we can keep this first to the end of the race. Because I reckon it'll be quite easy. I'm honestly actually really well surprised at how nicely this car handles, it's beautiful. So 95% progress, and we've got quite a space between ourselves and the rest of all the driver tiles. I mean, honestly, there's quite a gap that I did not expect this thing to fall. So let's go ahead, cross the line and let it see our first place. There we go, fantastic. Just waiting for the game to kind of catch up to everything there. And I'm actually kind of intrigued now as to what we have. We have quite a fair difference between the two cars. So it turned out to be a little over a 2-second gap between the cars, so now we're going to make this thing all-wheel drive. We're going to go ahead and swap in the Racing 7.2 litre V8, and we're going to go and make this thing a drag build. So after that little upgrading spree, we're now at 1,356 brake horsepower. Oh, this is about to go fun. And in case you're wondering, I've just been finding this while tuning this thing, the base aero is completely tunable. So here we are now with the bright orange mobile, 1,356 brake horsepower, had to stop and think for a second there, and drag tyres. Away we go! This is about to get really interesting, up in second, third, oh dear, this is very speedy. Up into fourth, are we going to get 200 by the time we get to the camera, or by the time we get to the end of fourth? Oh wow. The answer to that is a massive yes. That's 210 and we hit 200 before we even got out of fourth gear. Oh dear, this is about to get fun. So back to rear wheel drive we go. We'll get ourselves some race tyres and a shiny new paint. This thing has 7-speed box stock and no one told me. So here we are now rolling up to the edge on the motorway with our 1,300 brake horsepower Beamer, and let's go ahead and floor it and see what speed we can do and whether I can keep this thing under control. And just coming up to the edge of the speeds are now going out of there at 276, which is about the fastest one of these has probably ever gone. And we are still accelerating, and we've got the downhill part still to go. So as we head to the downhill, we are going to do 278 again through the camera. We're doing 280 downhill now, 281. Do we get 282 maybe? No, that's maybe a bit of a stretch for this thing. But 281 miles an hour out of this thing. What? How? Why? Who? When? I have too many questions. And now it's time for a 2J. So I've thrown a whole drift setup together now, and let's go ahead and see how this thing can slide. Let's go ahead, chuck it into our wonderful favourite drift zone over here, and see if it can try and get around 30,000 points, and by the end of it, I reckon, yep, 34,000, not too bad. What can it do on attempt number 2? Okay, let's chuck it in here. Can we try and get a good line on here? Actually, yeah, we can. This thing's really, really nice to drive. Okay, and at the end we've got 37,814 drift points. Now that is pretty cool if you ask me. So should you pick up one of these for yourselves? Yep, honestly, absolutely. This thing is a lot of fun to drive and I highly recommend it. It is 40 points in spring, as said earlier. However, if you've missed that, you'll be probably able to get one of these on the auction house. It might just be a little bit pricey. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you all in the next one. For me and the M3, that is Tech out. Okay, right. Right, back downhill we go.